Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla'S. So we're doing Taurus, Gemini Cusp for the week of August 10th through the 16th. So I'm almost right away picking up this energy of like a back and forth. And again, guys, these are general readings, so only take it if it applies to you. If it makes no sense whatsoever, just let it be. It's not meant for you this week. There is this back and forth energy, whether it is that you're going back and forth with a person, whether it is somebody from your past that is trying to come back in, where you have that relationship, that connection, where it has been a back and forth, doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. You can have back and forth relationships with friends, with family members, whatever it is. But there is this kind of like similar energy of that back and forth coming in, and it is surfacing in different areas in everyone's life, right? Whether it is in your thoughts, whether it is with your own inconsistency, with your own personal goals, with your own personal dreams, or whatever it is, there is an inconsistent here that needs to end. There is an inconsistent here that needs your attention. And as I'm saying that, I'm almost like questioning myself. Like, I'm looking at the thing and I'm like, did I say Taurus, Gemini? Because it is Taurus, Gemini. So it's kind of like that energy. It may creep on or creep in as a doubting, like a self-doubt, right? Because when you doubt yourself, you go back and forth in your mind. So that's kind of like, and again, guys, I sometimes physically embody the energy that I'm picking up. Because then it allows me to kind of relate to it in order to be able to bring the message forth, if that makes any sense. But a lot of you need to kind of figure out where it is that this self-doubt is coming from. Is it justified? Is this self-doubt coming in to help you see something clearly? Or is this a pattern that when you get to a certain level, or when you're about to have breakthrough in a certain situation, self-doubt may have been something that you used in order to survive in the past, right? In order to avoid dealing with something, or in order to avoid facing something. I was watching the show yesterday, and it's an old show, and I like it just because I like the fantasy of it, let's just put it that way. And it was, I was watching Once Upon a Time, and don't ask me what happens, like, I can't tell you, like, the show, because half the time I fall asleep when I watch TV, I'm being completely honest. So I only really see the episodes that I'm meant to see, that's what I always say, because, like, I'll start, like, an episode, and then I'll fall asleep, like, 3 minutes into it, and I'll just watch, like, 3 minutes, or I'll wake up for like 5 minutes and watch one specific scene and then go right back to sleep. And that's pretty much with all the TV, because I really don't watch. I like the background noise. Since the kids are gone, it definitely helps soothe kind of like sleep, because I'm used to sleeping with noise around. But anyways, enough about that. In the episode that I was watching yesterday, don't know what season, don't know what episode, Charming David, whatever, was hunting the Wicked Witch. But the Wicked Witch had given him something to drink, and it was some type of root or something that allows you to face your fears. So it's supposed to remove your fears, but the way that it does it is by having your fear chase you. So your fear literally comes in, or it is presented to you as a cloaked person, right? So you can say like a cloaked witch or a cloaked whatever, but you can't see their face, you can't see anything, but they're coming at you, like they're coming to harm you, they're coming to hurt you. And until you're facing them like face to face and the cloak is removed, you don't realize that it is yourself, right? That is what what you fear the most sometimes is the same thing that is stopping you from progressing and stopping you from moving forward. And a lot of the times, as people, as humans, I should say, we develop a coping mechanism where when we tell ourselves that we are not going to deal with something because it's unimportant, when in reality it may be that you're fearing something within that situation, right? And it doesn't have to be something crazy, like, you know, it can be something as simple as like fear of succeeding in a specific area, and that can be rooted by so many different things, right? It could have been that when you were a child and you achieved certain things, your parents really didn't care. So you are afraid of succeeding because you're afraid that no one is going to celebrate with you, or you're not going to have anybody to celebrate, or you're not used to celebrating success, or maybe you were told that you were never going to amount to something, or something of that matter. But the whole point that I'm bringing up with this is like the moment that Charming faced his fears and he allowed himself to release, like, yeah, I am, and this is what I'm afraid of, he was able to face it, and he was able to overcome the fear. He was able to kill himself, in the sense of like killing that fear. So that is something that maybe some of you, if you're having this back and forth energy, maybe there's something that you are scared of that you have not allowed yourself to be honest with yourself about. I hope that makes sense. Because again, there is this space or this energy of unintentionally avoiding a certain fear, either because you're not making the connection that you're actually afraid of it, or you didn't feel ready to deal with it. And it's probably coming back around, or presenting this time around in this back and forth energy, or this doubting energy, because you are ready to deal with it. You are ready to confront that fear. Now, when I say we confront our fear and we face our fear, that does not mean that we come to it with no fear. Because the fear is still there even as you're facing it. It is after you face it that you normally release it, in my personal experience again. So everybody is different. But it's almost that type of sense, like until you don't face something, it's still going to be bouncing back and forth within your energy. It may be dormant for a couple of months or a couple of years, but then it comes back, and when it comes back, it comes in very, like, rushing in, and very very strong, in the sense that it's trying to get your attention so that you can confront it. I hope that makes sense. So now we're going to pull out 3 oracle cards. Now these can be confirmations to the reading, confirmations to something that didn't come out in the reading that maybe you are inquiring about, or simply your advice. So your first card, it says, don't dim your light. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And this may be in combination or tied down to that back and forth energy, or maybe there's a fear here that if you speak your truth, or if you share a different point of view on something, that everybody that you talk to, or everybody that you connect with, are so grounded in their belief system that you are afraid that they're not going to accept your point of view, or they're not going to accept your interpretation of something. And that can mean in any area of your life, in love, in family, at work, or whatever. But there's a need to not be afraid to share your voice. It says share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution and expression. What was that? There's a song that says, a friend to all is a friend to none. Because when you try to agree with everybody, when you try to resonate with everybody, when you try to connect with everybody at that level of agreement, then are you really being truthful to yourself? Because do you truly agree with everything? Do you truly see life in the way that everybody else is seeing it? Or are you seeing it from your own perspective? Now, accepting someone else's perception of things is not the same as agreeing with their perception. And I feel that's kind of like where that balance needs to that balance is needed. that maybe you think that by just, yeah, oh yeah, that makes sense, yeah, I totally agree with that, where in reality it's not sitting right with you, when in reality you don't see it that way. And it is okay for you to be like, oh, you know, I get what you're saying, I see where you're coming from, but this is how I see it, this is my interpretation, this is my perception, and needing to be okay with that. And then we have the age of light. You are being you've been training for this for you've been training for this for lifetimes. So needing to express your voice and needing to come out and stop dimming your light in order to fit in with others. When you are yourself, unapologetically yourself, regardless of how that comes out that day, because it doesn't mean it's flowers and sunshines 24/7. That's not what we're talking about. But when you are yourself, when you are sad, when you are upset, when you are whatever, when you are happy, when you're in joy, when you're in bliss, when whatever it is, when you're working out, when you're dancing, when you're working, when you are all up and done, you know, full makeup, when you are in PJs 24/7, whatever it is. But when you are yourself and you accept yourself as you are, and you allow yourself to express yourself to the world how you are, then you will end up connecting with the right people. So if in order to fit into a certain group of friends or whatever, you have to dress a certain way or show up a certain way when it doesn't feel right inside of you, then that is exactly what you have to face. That fear maybe of losing people, that fear of restarting over, or whatever it is. Well, guys, that is all that I have for you for this week. As always, thank you for all the love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Thank you to all of those that have been donating. It is greatly appreciated. And if you have not liked, share, or subscribe, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing. Guys, take care. Mwah! I love you all. Bye-bye.